Hey guys, Annika here, back for another bathroom video, and I just want to come on here and kind of just talk about a couple of things that have been like on my mind for the past week or so. And I feel like one of the big announcements that happened this week was the announcement of the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine. So I just want to kind of get an idea of how are you guys feeling about that. I'll definitely share my thoughts about how I'm feeling about that, and we'll just jump into this bathroom video. As always, thank you guys so much for following me into the lavatory, and we're just gonna get into it. So yes, the vaccine has been approved. It's been emergency approved by the Food and Drug Administration, known as the FDA. They're saying that frontline workers and people who work in nursing homes could be vaccinated as early as next week. So shit is really picking up. Oh my god, I'm sorry, I look so greasy. I just got done washing my face. But yeah, things could be happening. I'm just gonna come out here and just say, personally, I don't see myself getting vaccinated anytime soon. I'm just not a big fan of just the medical industry in general. Don't get me wrong. I have tons of friends who are nurses or in med school, and it's nothing against your profession per se. It's just I'm very wary of the medical field, across the board. And most black people are. Come on, you guys know about the Tuskegee the Tuskegee study, right, where they were giving these men syphilis and they were not treating them, right? We also know about how black women's bodies were mutilated and tested on in the early stages of gynecology, and we have modern day examples as well, like Serena Williams and Beyonce, who both experienced birth complications while they were at these medical institutions, and these white doctors did not believe them when they said they were in pain. That's an actual bias that's been studied. There are some medical professionals that legitimately believe that black people have a higher pain threshold comparison to white people. So there's a whole history and reason why I per se will not be taking it. I'm not an anti-vaxxer. I haven't gotten a flu shot in probably I haven't gotten a flu shot since I was 19, honestly. So it's not that I'm an anti-vaxxer. It's just I don't particularly trust how quickly this is being promoted. And I'm not a medical expert, so please feel free to shoot me in my DMs and correct me if I'm spreading misinformation. That's not my goal here. But I really want to know how you guys feel about this vaccine, and also how it's being promoted to the black and brown community, specifically black people. I'm not sure if you guys saw, there was an article that came out early December, maybe December 2nd, and it was saying how Obama, George Bush, and Bill Clinton were going to, they might, if they were to get the vaccine, they may consider having it filmed in order to gain public confidence in this vaccine, because it's not just black people who are wary of it. Although a Pew study did come out saying that 42% of black people would actually get the vaccine in comparison to 61% of white people who were going to get it. So it's not just black people, it's a nation thing. We Americans are just very skeptical of this vaccine. So you see the media, you see the White House trying their best to get people on board with this, because obviously the goal is that we would hit herd immunity. I just don't know. I don't see myself getting it, and personally I'm really over the media and these politicians just using any old black person to gain the black community's trust in the vaccine. It's not that the medical field is I would say inherently bad. It's just the history of black people in the medical field has been so untrustworthy. The medical field has to work on gaining black people's trust. I don't think it should be the other way around. there's history, there's plenty of evidence that states that the medical field has been incredibly unkind to black people. So I don't blame any black person, any brown person who just is not comfortable taking this vaccine right away. And if you're a frontline worker, if you're someone who works in nursing homes and your job is about to administer this vaccine on Monday, please feel free to let us know what's going on. Like, share your stories, because we don't know. This is just round one. This is round one. And how do you guys feel about, like, them saying, oh, Barack Obama and Bill Clinton and George Bush, they're going to get the vaccine and they're going to get it filmed on TV or whatever, just so you, like, to get your confidence in this vaccine? I'm not a fan. It's giving me like remember election month when it was all this propaganda of like, it's up to you to get Trump out of office. It's like, I'm really over politicians in general. I'm just over it. I am really, really over it. I was reading like one article, they were talking about Ticketmaster and how like they're trying to like bring back concerts in 2021, and one of the ways they're going to, like, I guess, screen concert guests is they'll have access to, like, they'll be able to know if you got tested within 72 hours of the concert. They'll be able to know if you got the vaccine. So there's a lot of third-party companies that are about to start, making money and making connections with a lot of these concert, avenues like Ticketmaster, Live Nation, because they're going to basically use these third parties to screen their guests. Like, how do you feel about that? A company like Live Nation will essentially have access to your medical records. They'll know whether or not you got tested or if you got the vaccine. If you didn't, you cannot enter this event. Like, I understand it on a grand scale. Like, you don't want someone who is possibly infected to be in a crowd of people. I get that, but like, no shade. Who's having a concert in 2021? Like, if the amount of people, the amount of Americans are skeptical of this vaccine, are we really like trying to have a concert in 2021? And how do we feel about third-party companies like Health Pass having access to that information and then giving that information to an even bigger company like Ticketmaster and Live Nation? It's giving me Black Mirror. It's giving me Black Mirror. Like, I'm not trying to put on like my conspiracy hat here, but it's giving me Black Mirror. Like, I just think it's too much information floating around, and like, all these third-party companies do not have to have access to your medical records, even if it is something as simple as like, did you get tested or do you have the vaccine? I don't like it. Maybe I'm just being paranoid, but I don't like it. But let me know your thoughts on Black people in this vaccine, politicians in this vaccine, concerts in this vaccine. Like, let me know what you're thinking. Before I end this bathroom video, I do want to talk about the stimulus. So I'm not sure if you guys have been following that, but from the article that I read, like, Bernie Sanders and this other politician, they're really trying to get Congress to vote on a second installment of $1,200 before the end of the year. It was already passed by the Democrats. It's the Republicans who are not passing this bill so it can become law. Hopefully we get another $1,200 at least by June or February, but another article that I read said realistically we wouldn't get it until February anyway, because you have to wait for Biden to get into office and all this other stuff. I think $1,200 is not enough, to be honest with you. I think it's really despicable that, because when did we get our first stimulus? We got our first stimulus check in like, what was it, April? People started getting it. So you're saying we're not going to get a second one till almost a year? Almost a year. Hopefully we get it by February, but it's just like, that's insane. Like, America is trash. America is ghetto. Like, it's so, people are literally slipping into poverty. Like, people, like, you guys have watched the news, right? Where you see how, like, families that used to be able to afford going to the market are now in line at food pantries because one of them have lost their job, or like they're living off of unemployment and that's still not enough. Like, people are going hungry. People's socioeconomic statuses are declining, and we're waiting on $1,200. I feel like we should have $2,400. Period. That's what I think. That's what I honestly think. But let me know what you guys think. This is a quick little bathroom video. I do plan on talking about this on Clubhouse, so feel free to join me there, and we'll have even more conversation about the vaccine. How do you feel about it? The stimulus, should we be getting more than $1,200? When do you think we'll receive it? Will we ever receive it? Are you going to get vaccinated when the vaccine becomes available? Let me know your thoughts, and thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Onika's Bathroom Videos. These aren't really episodes though. I don't know. Thank you for joining me.